Hey guys, it's BW and we're back out in the garage. Today we're going to put the door glass back in on the passenger side of our 55 Chevy Gasser. I did the driver's side off camera because I just wanted to make sure I had everything. I never put the glass in before, and I just wanted to make sure everything went smooth. And it, for the most part, it did. When I went rifling through the box, because I took this stuff off, oh man, 7-8 years ago, and I found out that the little spring for the return on this driver's side, the left-hand side one, was broken. Luckily, Jay had one. I ran down and got it. I was looking at the other one, and I'm like, man, I bet you I could fix this. And I ended up fixing it, and I'll show it to you in a second. I got it on the table, but I needed it right then and there, and you know how that goes. I want it right now. So I inventoried everything, and I have everything except this little clip that holds the door lock knob post onto the mechanism. I had everything else. I have this one. I just don't have one for the passenger side. So I either got to make something, go in and order one or something. But we'll get everything done except for this one little part. Oh, and I'm not going to put the door handles on yet. I just don't have the heart. After it was painted, I ordered new ones and they're not here yet. I'll show you the old ones. And if I have to put them on for this weekend, I will. But I want to give the new ones a chance to get here. And then I come to find out I may have ordered the wrong ones. I'm not sure. I didn't know there was a difference between a sedan door handle and a hard top, but apparently I was reading online there might be. So there's a chance they don't fit. We're going to find out when they get here. It's live and learn around here, man. I'll just kind of figure it out as I go. But we got everything else on, including the door key lock that works. So everything works on this. The window goes up and down. The door, like I say, the door latch works. The wing glass goes in and out. Get going there as I say that. But yeah, everything works. It's nice and smooth. If you need to know how to rebuild these wing glasses, go back about 10 videos or so. I did this side. I did the other side off camera, but I did that one on camera. So you guys, if you need any advice on how to put the new rubbers in, I got a video on it. I got this channel fuzzies from Jay. They're just generic. I got the other piece over here in the shop, and this is all I use. And we're going to glue that in with that 3M seams, or the weather strip adhesive. Holds it really good. What I did on this side is I glued it in, put the window up tight, and I let it sit for 24 hours, and it's really in there. I had to play with the corner to get it to sit nice, but it sits nice. The only place we don't have fuzzies now is these horizontals, and I'll work on getting those. I was looking real what's it called, rubber, steel rubber has like a generic, they call it belt line felt. I might just get that. We'll see. It's like I was thinking, well, I could have just bought the complete set, but they're like $300. So I don't know. Jay sold me this. I assume he can get me these felts or something that'll work. We'll find out. But regardless, I'll find something that works. I did put our new door card on just to see how it was going to fit, and it fits good. There was a couple small issues with it. You can see where I got the two holes for the armrest that's sitting down there. What happened there's two sets of holes. I'm learning stuff. And both are the correct distance for an armrest. These ones go on an angle up, and I believe those are for what I got. Unfortunately, the door card that I made had the pattern for these ones. I made those work. They will work, but I would have rather have used these up here. You can see where I was playing with stuff and things didn't go to plan all the way. But when I go to put those on after the doors get here, I'll certainly show you guys those in a future video. They don't look bad. The one thing I may have to do metal work on the garnish mold. This is an aftermarket door, and I put the garnish mold on. You can see where I had the holes in there for the garnish mold. And I mean, when the door closed, but then it got stuck. So I'm inside the car, and I had to take the garnish molding off while I was sitting in the seat to open the door back up. It was really tight right here at the dash part, and really tight here where the two garnish moldings meet. Really tight right here. So I'll bring you over and I'll show you. I may need to cut them and you know, I'm thinking that if I take a cut and shorten them up on both sides, everywhere else fits. But if I do that, then I'll have to sand them and body work them. And these were painted hot rod black a few years ago, and I have a kit and a half, and I may just spray paint them satin black. We'll see. It's just two pieces, and we'll see what happens. But it's like the hot rod black I put on and the PPG we put on a car aren't a perfect match anyway. So the inside's slightly different than the outside, but that's our little secret. Who can really tell that? All right, so let's go back around and let me show you. I was telling you about that door mechanism that I bought off of Jay. Here's the one that was broken. You can see what happens with these. The spring breaks right there, and it's probably it's the over the top one right there, and they both hook in at the bottom. But you know, like I said, I drilled it apart, and I had this spring, so I cut the spring down. You can see I cut both sides off because I made a mistake the first time doing it. So I had to do it a second time, but you know, it works, and I would definitely use it. But that day I see, you can, there you go, it snaps right back. So you know, it was just me playing around. So I'll just toss that in a drawer, and if the other one ever breaks, because there is a right hand and a left hand, I'll certainly use it. I'll show you here. Let me put this. I don't know if you were able to see that exercise, but essentially it's pretty tight. My spring might be a hair tighter than that one, but you can see how it snaps right back, and that's what it's supposed to do. So it went from a useless broken part to a usable part I can chuck in the drawer, and if I ever need one, I have it. All right, and to address the door handles, yes, I have door handles. I got these a long time ago from Jay, and I mean, they served their purpose, and if, like I say, if I have to put them back on for now, I will, but they're pitted really, really bad. So I treated myself to new ones, like I said, but they may be the wrong ones, and I may have to ship them right back. We're gonna find out. I thought when I briefly read through the check fitment. I think I got them from Summit, and you know, as soon as I saw two-door wagon, I'm thinking, well, that's the same thing, and Nomad and all that. And then I'm reading in a form, and come to find out, I think there might be a difference in the length of these, and maybe the shape or something. I'm not sure. But like I said, when they do get here, they were supposed to be here yesterday, and Kim actually called FedEx today. They did the same thing with my windshield. They keep saying that we had to reprint your label or something of that extent. It's like, what do you mean you had to reprint my label? That's three times the exact same excuse. So something's going on with FedEx. I don't know. I told her I think I should complain to Summit, not FedEx, because what are they gonna do? You know, use a better carrier if they're not going to get me my stuff in a timely fashion. But anyway, let me bring you guys up here, and hopefully you can see what's going on. I'm not. The first thing I want to do is I want to put the main mechanism in, and then we'll look. It's kind of like it goes on an X pattern, sort of like this, and this little guy floats the bottom of it, and then the main bracket that the glass bolts to goes on these other two. I don't know if you can actually see what I'm talking about here, but I'll put them in and tell you as I'm doing it. You'll notice I have extra screws because I had some from when I took the back window stuff out. Now, I gave all that bracket stuff. I gave that to Herb a while back, like a couple of years ago, because he did a 4-to-2 conversion, and he wanted to put working glass. I don't know if he ever did that. I haven't checked this channel in a long time, so I'm not sure. He hasn't been on in a while. All right, I'm not sure if he ever finished that project. Let me put this up in there. until we find a couple holes. Alright guys, I guess at some point I put a little piece of that kill mat right there, and I had one of the holes kind of blinded over. I had a door rattle at one point, I remember. And I think I just stuck some stuff around in there. So that's what was going on there. So now let's get this thing lined up and bolted on there. Alright. Last one. Like I say, these aftermarket doors ain't perfect. You gotta fidget with it, but there you go. The screwdriver didn't quite fit. This one's just a hair better. There you go. There. Alright, hopefully I didn't mess up. I gotta put this gearbox in for the wing door. Ooh, maybe I should have put that first. I don't know. Let's see if it'll wrestle up in there. Let me get two of these screws. I dropped one down here somewhere. Like I said, if I can't find it, I got extra. The more concerning thing is to make sure I don't get a puncture in my tire. These are kind of short though. Let's see. Worried about nothing. I think we have to go over and peek at the other side. I just got to make sure I got the track going the right way. I got to remember which one goes to that short one. That short one bolts on right here. I think it takes the longer of the two legs, but it might be the opposite of what I'm saying, so don't quote me on that. We'll go over and look. I kind of could go in a few places, so when we put the wing glass in, I might have to loosen them screws up and jiggle that around. We'll find out in a minute. All right, now that looks like it goes right there. We get that. I got a window winder here. Let's wind this track down a little bit so we can see what's going on. I had to get a new window winder for the driver's side from Jay. This is the passenger side. It works, but it's a little hokey. I maybe want to get a new one eventually. After looking at it, it's fairly obvious. The longer leg goes to this short track. Take the screws. I wrote armrest bracket on here. Goes to show how green I was when I bought this thing, huh? Alright. Now we got it on the little wheel of the arm. And we just put it in these two holes right here. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Now this is the track that the glass bolts to. The glass bolts to these 4 holes right here. They take 832 screws. So now I gotta just try to get this up in there and put it on the 2 wheels of the arm. I guess I could have tried to do that while I was putting the bracket in, but then it could take a chance of sliding down. It's not that hard to do here, so bring it all the way up. Might be able to do it from the top, at least on one side. There you go. That's in there. Just gonna bring it down so I can see the holes right there. Right there, you can see the holes from this cutout on the door and on this square cutout here. And that's where we're gonna put the 832 screws. So let me wash my hands off and unpack the glass, and then we'll come. All right, guys, we got the door glass unpacked. You can see how it has these little angle brackets on the bottom, and they bolt to that track. All right, these are 832 tapped holes, and it goes in like this with the tabs facing you, because it goes in and it hugs the bottom of the track, and it'll just kind of stay in there until we can get the bolts. Like that. Try to now I'm just using the door to hold the glass, the corner here, and then bottom pieces are just kind of holding it temporarily. You gotta be careful here. I'm gonna try to get the first 832 screw in. Just gonna leave that screw just a hair loose, but at least we got one in. I'm always a little paranoid right there, you know, putting we're just counting on the propping of it up so the glass don't drop. But we got it. Like I said, I didn't have any. I was digging through the drawers. I got 3 different lengths. I had stainless for the other side. I only got 1 stainless for this side. That's all right. They were never stainless anyway. I got one original screw there too. I don't know what happened to the rest. I looked at the old glass in the shop. Yes, I still have it. I'm gonna throw it away this week. I have 1 original, and it is a Phillips head. I should have used that one first. It doesn't matter. Once they're in, they're in. I'll put 1 Phillips head in because then whenever I go to change something, I'll be like, why the hell did I do that? And we go back to the video and say, who knows why you do what you do, Brian? Wish they were all Phillips head. You see how easy that one went in? That's like the hairiest part of the job, right? At least I thought it was, putting that. glass. Let's tighten onto the track. Now let's bring it down. We can still move it back and forth, and we'll slide our wind glass in. That will kind of tighten it up some. Yeah, this window winder ain't the best. Next time I'm down at Jay's, I'm going to get a new one. That spring, it keeps wanting to ride up out of the pocket. It keeps wanting to ride up out of the pocket. Now, I bought some springs from Eckersley, but they were not exact. They would probably work for this, but I think it's more than just the spring. I think the bracket's a little twingy. But hey, it's going to work for now. You hear the little poppy noises that make. Here's our wind glass. Now, I'm just gonna slide. I may have. Let's bring us just there. Alright guys, sorry, I don't know how long we're going to be able to film. The camera says it's too hot. I turned it back on. That was the ticket. I loosened these up, jiggled it around, and now I'll just show you this real quick. Like I said, I loosened these up, jiggled it around, and it kind of fell into place. And then I put a quarter 20 nut right here. It's just on there loose, and that holds the bottom of the post, so it's basically where it's got to be. Now you look down in here, I put one screw in. That's when the camera died. I realized it was dead. And then now I'm going to put one more screw there, and I'll tighten all that stuff up, and then we're going to put the weather strip in together, okay? So let me just tighten these up. I'm going to shut it down, and I'm just going to let the camera cool off for a minute. I'm just putting a couple screws in. All right, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I wanted to show you real quick. I'll let the camera cool down for a minute. This is a brand new door, so there's no holes here, but there's two spots for sheet metal screws up top to secure this wing door. I'll show you in a second. All right, good. All right. Let me bring you over and show you. You see the weather strip I just got hanging there. I have it cut to size, all right? And we're just going to use this black weather adhesive, the same stuff we used on the trunk. We're going to put some on there. Then I'm going to wind the window up and leave it up overnight, and it'll secure this really good, and it'll be into the fuzzy felt the whole way around. Then we'll be just like the other side, where all we got to worry about is getting some fuzzies for these two parts right here, and we'll eventually get those. All right, so let me just put that adhesive on there, and we'll wind it up. I just got to be careful. My hands are dirty. Try not to touch the paint. You guys know how that goes. When you try not to touch nothing, it's when you touch everything. Let's put this on here. It's really tough to wrestle this corner in. I'll show you that in a minute. What I just opened mine up with the screwdriver. I force it up in there, then I take the flathead screwdriver and I force it open, because it kind of tries, when it gets up in there, it tries to close. All right, then pull this out for a minute, put some adhesive in here. I was talking to Jay yesterday. This is exactly what he does, and he was telling me that, you know, hey, if that corner ever came down, he like puts a rivet or something up in there, which you could do. But like I say, I don't feel like the way the other side adhered, don't think we're going to need to do that. I think that's plenty of glue to hold this. Now we're going to wind the window up and it'll force that up. Hobby. Hey guys, this is just the way the hobby goes sometimes. This window winder is no good. It's as high as I can get the window up, and I took this scrap piece of fuzzy and I'm just using it to push against, and it'll hold and help me get that piece glued in at least. And then we're gonna have to take the glass back out, unfortunately, and get a window winder. Get a hold of Jay tomorrow, I guess, or I'm gonna look online tonight and see how much new ones are. I should have, I bought, like I said, I got a driver's side from him because that one was shot. And I really thought this one was okay. It wound up and it wound down. But when it has weight on it, if you were to look down in there, I don't want to do it now, plus it's dark. When I was winding this, I was watching the shaft go back and forth like this, so it's all wallowed out. You can't see it, it's behind the plate, but it's all wallowed out. So it's essentially garbage. There is no fixing it. Because I was thinking, I have a new spring, and I could change the spring, but that changing the spring's not going to do anything. Like I say, you can actually see the pivot point is rocking back and forth like this. All right, so it is what it is. We'll pick this video up when I get the new window winder. I really was just going to blaze right through this for you. I did the driver's side just to make sure, and I looked at all these parts. I thought they were fine. But hey, that's hot rodding, man. That's the way it goes. All right, we'll pick this up tomorrow, or when I get the window winder. All right, guys, well, it's a few days later. It's super hot. You're not gonna see me in shorts very often, but I am in shorts today. we exchanged the piece with Jay. We got a window regulator that works. So we're right where we left off, except now everything works. And I'm actually one step ahead. I didn't realize it till I went in and looked at the video. But all I did was I added the return handle for the opening the door and connected the two rods. And they're just on here. There's a hole here with a little keeper that snaps in. And then you put it onto this arm of the opener mechanism. It makes this spin whenever you turn that. You guys can see the window goes up and down nice now. It goes all the way up into the felt and comes down real nice. It doesn't fall down, so we got it. All right. At this point, we're ready to put our garnish mold, our door card, and our armrest on the passenger side. It's already on the driver's side. I showed you guys a short on that. So let's just get that put in. It's really not a big deal. It's pretty quick, actually. We'll wrap this video up. So you guys can see I've already got the holes in the back. And actually, this side has holes where I would want them. I got them duct taped over. Hindsight 2020, those are the holes I would have wanted. But we're going to use the other ones only because that's the ones that we used on the driver's side. There's two sets of holes here for the armrest. Why? I'm not sure. But I think I wanted the ones that were on the angle, and I ended up using these ones. It's because it's the holes I had on that side. I had no way of knowing. So hindsight, I should have done both whenever I made the cards a while back, but I didn't. So we're going to use what we got and go with what we got, because it came out nice on the other side. It's just a little bit more of a pain to get the hole started. So what we're going to do now is we're going to figure out where we want the door card. It's probably pretty close to right in that area. We do have some give both ways. All right, so pretty close to what we want. All right, that's all I do is eyeball it. And I got a razor blade here. I'm just gonna razor blade where we want our things to come out. All right, that's pretty much it. There we go. All right. Not bad. So we're just going to open up these holes. Much it. I hate putting holes in my brand new door cards, but if you want an omelet, you got to break an egg. All right, there we go. Now, put these up in there. Get them sticking through. We still got wiggle room for this thing, but it's pretty gosh darn close to where we're going to want it. Now down here, we're going to want to put one dead center. I'm going to want to put a hole. You gotta get rid of the stuffing. That's one thing about the stuffing I didn't like, is it's something I got to deal with. I put it on our card, so I got to deal with it. Alright, now that's success. That is exactly what we want. Sorry about the delay. Now all we do is take this nice fancy trim button, put it on there. You got one little show mark there, but I will get a little bit of paint and you'll never know that's there. That's the best we're going to be able to do with that. Alright, so we want to come over and we want to put one here and one right here. You know what? I almost forgot, guys. I am not taking that back out. We need to put our door lock in, and I got just enough room to do it before I seal that shut. Man, I am off my game today. These are pretty simple. Right now I need the keys because it's turned the wrong way. That's one nice thing about this key set we got. One key for the whole car. Alright. That's the way it goes, right like that. That is correct right there, I think. I don't want to put that on yet because we got to put this gasket on there. And I think I know on the other side, I think I had to hit it with a file to get it to go in nice. I don't want to chip up the paint or anything. Let me just try, because it felt like it was going to go. Alright, just like that's pretty good. I think that'll work just fine. Alright, now just want to see if it'll lock and unlock. Yep, that's it. I don't have the rod in there yet. We're gonna have to that's locked. That's unlocked. All right, that works. That feels like it. Kind of looks like it's a little upside down. I guess it ain't perfect. Life ain't perfect, but I mean the key goes in and it operates correctly. Now, and it is on the mechanism correct. I'll show you that in a second. I'll peel the door card back together and look. Now I got to put that lock on there. I have the long ones, the original ones, but I'm going to use the ones that came with the lock. I have to wind the window up a little bit. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. I have to cut some more of that leather or, excuse me, vinyl off of there. There you go. And I'll show you what I did there real quick, guys. It's kind of dark. I don't know how far we're going to make it today because I'm kind of having a bad day, you guys can tell. But I don't know, you can see in there, there's the inside of the lock mechanism, and I just slid the keeper into place and that locks it in. All right, and that is operational. Now, before we put the next piece onto the door card, we need the lock lever for the lock knob. Let me go find that and I'll be right back. All right guys, well this job went to heck in a handbasket and it's my fault. I don't have there's a little wire clip that holds this rod on from falling out like so. And it's just zigzag shaped. And I knew I was missing it. Jay didn't have one. I could have ordered them from Eckersley or whatever, and they'll be here in a week. I thought I could bend them with the wire, and that's not working. So the next day, we looked at things in a new light. I was having a bad day yesterday. Like I was telling you guys yesterday, I didn't have the clip. There's a little clip. It's got a circular thing on here, and you slide it on here, and it snaps behind this rod. And it's just a retainer to hold the rod. So I didn't have it, so I drilled a 1/16 hole and put a 1/16 cotter pin in there. That'll last forever, but I also ordered the correct clip and a new rod from eBay. It was like $7 shipped. So I ordered the correct stuff, and I'll eventually put it on there, but I wanted to button this up because I'm going to a show on Saturday, and I kind of wanted these done. The other mistake I made, I definitely put that button on too low down there. And there's one more mistake. This is where the armrest goes, here and here. And I had another hole in this, and I don't know why, but I cut it open right there. It's just a little tiny slit, but it's there. So what I'll do is, just to fix it, I'll put a button there, and will be our little secret. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. We don't get too excited. These buttons look really nice. It's not ideal, but it'll work, and it'll be in front of the armrest, so nobody will really see it. But we show you everything. I'm not perfect. I mean, if you go around the other side, it's like, maybe I should have just not even came out here yesterday. It's like you come to the other side. This one went perfect. Everything just went together. You can see the buttons higher. I'm right above that track where a original door card would snap in. So, but it is what it is. From side to side, it looks good. Like if I'm looking at that bottom from over here, it's not bad. It's just not exactly the same as this. That's just me and my brain and how it works. But I definitely made a mistake. I put a cut in my stuff, and I got to be more careful in the future. It was like the door cards that I borrowed from Jay. It's like it had extra holes, so, and I drilled both on this one. This was the first one I did, and I only did one set on the other one, and I did them last year, so no excuses, but that's my excuse. I did it a long time ago. So now what I want to do, I got this one snapped on. Now that we have our exterior lock on, we got our rod hooked up, and that'll never come off. It's time for us to secure this more permanently, and the first thing I'm going to do is put these window cranks on. They got the little moon clips. Once we just get them on here, we hit them on there, and then they'll help hold this thing up top. There we go, that one's on. We'll do this guy here. This is the correct one here. And once I get these on, I did wipe them off with triple aught steel wool to make them nice and shiny, but the knobs themselves interiorly are a little dirty, so we'll detail the car real good on Friday. We'll get that taken care of. There we go. We got it. And that was a pain in the butt on that one. You know, that really helps hold the door in place. So now I want to just make the correction right here where I made the mistake. Let me go get my drill. Okay, so we put our little button on there to hide our little mistake. Not a big deal. That looks good. Now this is where I verified to make sure this time. We already got a slit right here. And there is another hole right there. I got to put a slit right there. And that's our two holes for our armrest. So now these bolts are kind of hard to find. They were hard to find on the other side. I mean, there's like I don't want to say pre-drilled, but there's actually a hole there for them. and gotta be careful. The one thing I like to do when I do these is I'm just not gonna drill. Don't get me wrong, I'm not drilling, I'm just, you'll see I'm getting a little bit of this batting out, like that. It gets into the screw, and then you can't get it to go up in. Now, some people won't even put that on their door cards, you know. It's only got in my way when I'm doing something like this. And I like the way it feels. So I'm glad I did it, but I learned that you got to get a little bit of that out of there. Okay, so that's one. We'll do the same thing right there. Don't want to get too crazy. But that'll save you some heartache. Just tuck it down in there a little bit. That way our screw doesn't get caught. Well, hopefully it doesn't get caught in it. I don't think it will. Oh, I had it tucked down in there, and then once it come back up, there you go. Actually, this would work better for that. Alright, there you go. And it came with these big long screws. I got these armrests, I think I got them from Classic Car Industries. And like I say, I think there's two different styles, because there's two different holes. And I think I actually wanted the holes that go on the angle, like I was telling you earlier in the video, but unfortunately that's not the way this one was laid out. So this is one of them I'm learning as I go jobs. And once we get them on there, we're getting real close. These are plenty strong for pulling the door open and closed. Front one, I caught the back one. All right, it's just I'd like that to be a little tighter. It's pretty good. See if I can get one more little turn on it. There it goes. All right. That is tight now. We're really happy with that, guys. Alright. Now just check our cranks real quick and pull this out. Alright, our wing window works good. Window winder works good. It's a little faster than I like it to be, but it's good. It's all the way up into the fuzzy. I'd still like to be open a little more, but that's pretty good. Alright, there's our wing window. There's our other window. I like the window to be up when I'm drilling for obvious reasons. Alright, there you go, that's pretty good. Now, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 more buttons, and then we're gonna try to fit this garnish mold. Alright, I'm just fitting up this garnish molding. These aftermarket doors, they're close, but it's like one of them things, they just don't fit 100%. But I had to move it around a couple times, and I got it to where I believe it's okay. Just yeah, these screws I picked up. Let me go get the number 8s. these, the 6s, see these garnish molding screws are kind of weird. The heads are like for a number 6, but the body of the screws for like a number 8. And the number 8, I'll show you, has a slightly bigger head, but I'm going to have to use them, at least, well, let me see, maybe I can use one long one. Show you, see if I can show you the difference. I ran out of short guys, and I tried to follow their little instruction that comes with this, but it's not perfect. But you can see the heads on these are identical, but the body on the ones I got from Jay are like a number 8, and these are a number 6. So it's one of those things. I just don't know. Like I said, I ran out of short ones. I just don't know if this is too long to go up in there. Let's just see. Yeah, it wants to come through. So I guess I could shorten them up too. I could just hit them with a grinder, but let me just get those number 8s for right now. I think I want to see what that head looks like in there. I looked at every combination at the hardware store. It's like, I think it's one of those things you really need what you're supposed to have. But like I said, I ran out of short guys. Let's see what this looks like. I think it's gonna look all right. Yeah, that doesn't bother me at all. That doesn't bother me one bit. I think I want it over here. I wouldn't mind having it on that one either. That doesn't bother me one bit. We're going to do that. I'll show you a close-up in a minute. Oh, I broke the drill on the last one. I bet you I broke 3 or 4 drill bits on these jobs between the two, going on these weird angles and little tiny drill bits. I have to get a new index, I guess. All right, bring in, show you a close up of that. There it is. I'm gonna get my Windex and cleaner and clean that. You can see my sweat on it, but you can see here where the head of this screw is slightly bigger than the head of this screw, but they're up there. It's like, what's the big deal, you know? I bent the very first fit up I did. I bent that rod because I got the garnish molding stuck because the door wouldn't close. Let's just make sure that this goes up and down. Oh yeah, we're all right. Now we'll just verify that nothing gets stuck when we close it. All right, there you go. It's closed all the way. See, the garnish molding's really tight against that dash right there, but it's hugging that windlace just the way it's supposed to. So now does the door open easy? Oh yeah. There you go. One more time. All right. Well, guys, I'm just going to clean my mess up. I'm going to edit this out a little bit. I got to tell you, the other side went a lot. The other side went a lot smoother than this side. This side fought me every single step of the way, and a lot of it was my own doing. But nobody ever said I was perfect. Certainly not me. I never told anybody that. But we got it, and I feel like it's in really good. So I'm just going to clean up this mess. Maybe Friday we'll detail the car. I'm going to a show Saturday, and maybe I'll give you guys a short or so of the car sitting at the show or coming into the show or something. you know, we'll do something to where we get something up for you guys, give you some kind of update, but we're gonna just have some fun. All right, so if you haven't yet, why don't you consider subscribing, liking, sharing, all that stuff. It doesn't cost you anything, and it sure does help me. Till next time, take care, everybody.